Okay, hello, and welcome back to our Dragon Age Origins playthrough. Let us proceed, or whatever. Resume our journey. You've entered the Frostback Mountains. They're full of dwarves. Be careful. That's what I hope it says. Maybe that's not what it says. Alright, let's go.
It will be done.
Full of dwarves. Okay. Bounty hunters.
Approach! Low gauge sentries return.
Fucking bitch.
Yes. I love it.
Blood magic.
Yes.
It will be done.
Amazing, isn't it? Amazing. Yeah, bounty hunters didn't sound like friendly people. Huh. A bunch of shit. An elf? An elf? No. An elf. Actually, very good looking women. Woman or whatever. Okay, I'm going to mix up a little bit how I've been doing the party switching now, because Shady Thug. Huh?
Are we going to get to enter Orzammar? I don't believe they allow non-dwarves within.
Oh, my. I did not expect it to be this crowded.
Okay. Thorn of the Deserter. Because this is the Blackstone irregular thingy.
Yes?
I'm here on behalf of the Blackstone Irregulars.
Oh? What is this about?
I'm here to make you a for desertion.
I worried this might happen. I hoped it wouldn't be you who came for me. I have no choice. Forgive me, Warden, but I cannot go back with you.
Whatever. What the fuck? Okay.
Now we play.
Didn't remember half my spells. A weapon, sapping the caster's health, but inflicting spirit damage on the target. Okay. I don't even remember my spells anymore. It's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. Guild supplies, huh? The frost wear. As I was saying, since Orzammar is such a big quest line, I will have to switch the party at some intervals. I would say every time I finish a big main quest section of the Orzammar, well, the
I paid a
Orzammar
ransom
line.
for a trade permit. They can't do this.
May the ancestors protect us all.
So let's say, well, when I finish the brewing, I will switch. When I finish some other things, I will switch.
You wait too long, trade won't come back. That's the way this works.
Major steps forward in the quest. That's how I'm going to do it.
Step right up, friend, and have a look at the finest selection of almost new armor and weaponry east of Orlais.
Almost, huh? Almost new?
Yes, well, I don't like to brag, but I've got some fine things here. Almost straight from the Royal Armoury. Only took a slight detour on the way.
Okay. Then you pillage it off the Datostaga.
Pillage is such a harsh word, friend. I don't pillage anything. I'm a salvager. I rescue quality-made goods from rust and neglect. A saviour to abandoned equipment.
Okay. Did you happen to find the Cunary sword?
Canary? I'm afraid I don't know the word.
Bronze-skinned giants.
Oh, them. Well, I've a few shields here. I had one sword, but I sold it already.
Who did you sell it to?
A collector. I can't go telling you all about my paying customers. One, it's not ethical, and two, it's bad for business. A lot of my customers are sensitive types. They don't want their personal business related to every stranger who happens along.
Tell me, or I'll let the original owner know where you are.
If I'd known he was still breathing, I would have used a knife. I mean, I'd have been more careful.
Where is the sword?
Redcliffe. The guy who bought it lives in Redcliffe. He's a collector.
Really?
A dwarf named Gwyn, I think. I don't want any trouble. If you see that giant, tell him I don't have it, would you? I don't, I swear.
Extortion. No. Wait, Gwyn! I know him!
Well, he's the proud owner of your giant sword. If you'll excuse me, I have this sudden urge to pack. I've told you what I know. If you'll excuse me, I've had quite enough stress over this.
I would like to see your wares.
Oh, certainly.
Idiot. Alright. The Dalarthan Kunari sword, huh? Knight Commander's great sword. Commander's plates. Chevalier. Kunari's plates. Aha! For attack, for Dispel Grenade. When thrown, this flask shatters, dispelling any magical effects in a small area. You know what? I have enough money. Do I it? Weapons coated with this substance have a significant chance of dispelling effects. No, no. Grandmaster Silverite. No. Remarkable Topaz. I think this is for the golem. Painting in a golden frame showing a girl with wind-swept hair tending to a flock of geese in a snow-covered valley. Why not? Dispel poison, dispel grenade. Ha. Flesh rot swift. Elfruit, yes please. Toxin extract. I think I need that for a quest if I'm not mistaken. Concentrator agent will also work. Do I have anything to sell? This. Wait on that. Long blows, crossbows. Alright. The leader's great sword. The leader? The fuck is that? Leather helm, leather gloves, raider helm. Meh. A chainmail coarse cut. Striking came straight to his place from that other place. Whatever. The shadow belt. Need to see if any of that works for my good friend Sevran. Tome of Skill and Sundry. to spend on the skill. All right. Dome of Skill and Sundry.
Good-looking Mabari you have there.
Yes, his name is Dumat.
The Mabari is the king of dwarves. Respect him and he will be your closest companion, and your most loyal defender.
Okay. You seem to know quite a bit about the Mabari.
I was chosen by a Mabari myself years ago. I was one of the Ash Warriors, under the command of the old King Merrick. We laid down our lives for the king and for freedom, and my beloved Valder paid the ultimate price. Nothing was the same after that.
So this guy is into bestiality, it seems. What a disgusting practice. I have talked about this on other games, but now it's not the time. What do you mean? Nothing was the same.
They say a Mabari bonds with his humans, but they often leave out that the bond goes both ways. No other Mabari could have taken his place. What is an Ash Warrior without his hound? There was nothing for me there anymore, and so I left.
Yeah, alright. An Ash Warrior? I am an Ash Warrior. Bullshit. You're a duck fucker. Why not? Let's go with this one. I urge you to return, for Elden needs her fighting men.
Look at me. I'm an old man. There is no place for me on the battlefield. I know about the Blight. And were I but 10 years younger, I would fight. But my time has passed.
We need you anyway.
Wait a moment. Perhaps there is something I can do to help. You must know about Kadas, the paint we use to create patterns on the fur of the Mabari.
Yes, I know. What about it?
I know some old patterns from a generation ago. I can teach them to you in exchange for some coin.
Do it!
They say the Mabari
wasting
is
your time.
clever enough to
Only
speak
dwarves are
and
allowed into
wise enough
Orzammar.
to know not to. Tell me, my friend, does this saying apply to you? Are you capable of speech and simply choose not to speak? Sometimes I think the world would be a much friendlier place if we could learn some things from animals. Nothing in the animal kingdom can match the worst qualities of humanity.
Okay. Especially because animals in the animal kingdom don't show, well, at least the predators don't show any compassion for their prey.
The assembly is deadlocked. No one knows when they'll reopen the city.
Okay.
They've lost all sense. Orzammar will starve.
Oh, you wish to talk to me? Truly, it's a courtesy for one so well-armed to notice a lowly merchant.
You live on the surface?
Someone has to. Trade with other races can dry up. We surfacers are Orzammar's lifeline, even if we're denied a caste. The Assembly says we've turned our back on the stone, but they still use the goods we bring. Hypocrites. Maybe it'll change by the time my children are grown.
How often do you restock in Orzammar?
Twice a year. I'm confined to a trade stall in the Commons, but I see enough. It's very closed in. My grandfather says I've lost my stone sense. I was born topside. I don't remember having it.
What's in your blood? Never mind, I should go.
Best of luck to you.
Lonely merchant. What?
What can I do for you?
A note from your master.
This ought to be interesting. Such diction. This man is a true scholar and rhetorician. I am honored to be fired by one such as he. Good day.
Dwarf.
Did you hear? Andraste's ashes have been found, here in Ferelden too.
Mother Vorlin said that's just some hoax.
Mother Vorlin is a half-blind old cow. Everyone knows Andraste came from Ferelden. It makes sense they'd bring her ashes back here.
Those ashes are so old they'd be dust by now. I don't believe any of it.
What a fucking idiot. Those ashes will be dust. By now. Okay. Let's try to enter.
You insult all of Ferelden. King Loghain will not suffer the delay of his appointed messenger.
Vieta, this land is held in trust for the sovereign dwarven kings. I cannot allow entry at this time.
King Loghain demands the allegiance of the Desher, or lords, or whatever you call them in your assembly. I am his appointed messenger.
I don't care if you're the king's wiper. Orzammar will have none but its own until our throne is settled.
I have important business in Orzammar.
None more important than mine.
Your business will wait. Orzammar must limit outside influence until the throne is settled. No one gets in.
I have urgent need to talk to your king, whoever that is.
Who doesn't? If I don't get in, no one should.
Orzammar has no king. Endrin Idukan returned to the stone not 3 weeks ago, sick over the loss of his sons. The Assembly has gone through a dozen votes without agreeing on a successor. If it is not settled soon, we risk a civil war.
Okay. I am a Grey Warden. This treaty obliges Orzammar to aid me.
The Wardens killed King Cailan and nearly doomed Ferelden. They're sworn enemies of King Loghain.
Well, that is the Royal Seal. That means only the Assembly is authorized to address it. Grey Warden, you may pass.
You're letting in a traitor? And a foreigner? In the name of King Loghain, I demand that you execute this stain on the honor of Ferelden.
Let's try to intimidate him, why not? Run to your false king! The dwarves will not hear him today!
You'll hear of this. King Loghain will see you quartered.
You are free to enter Orzammar, Grey Warden. Though I don't know what help you will find.
Neither do I. King Einring Aidukin. Denial of the old traditions of our people does not qualify as a political technicality. Einring of House Aidukin traces his ancestry back to a Paragon Aidukin, the greatest warrior of Orzammar's history, who beat back the Darkspawn hordes in the First Blight. The second son of King Ansgar Aidukin, he became heir after the elder brother died in a proving. The most respected king in 4 generations, he restored contact with Kal Sharok, the only other remaining city of the once vast Dwarven Empire, which had been lost during the First Blight. What? Seek out the Steward Bandelor. The leadership of Orzammar is in chaos. Addressing the assembly seems the likely place to start for seeking a solution. The chamber of the assembly is in the Diamond Quarter.
A trust follow, Warden. Your arrival is a mixed blessing. We prefer that outsiders know. Fair journeys,
What?
Warden.
Fuck.
Fair
The
journeys,
Paragons,
Warden.
I believe. The dwarves worship their own ancestors, if you can believe it.
Yes, I can. Because everyone does.
Spare a few bits for an old man. Spare a few bits for an old man.
You're not a man, you're a dwarf. And you should know your place.
Now that's a thing of beauty, daughter. If you work hard like Branka, all Orzammar will know your name.
Mother, I don't want to be like her.
Don't say that. Not to me, not to anyone. Now get back to the forge. I want to see more details.
Yes, Mother.
Amazing. So this is Branka, huh? Holy shit. It's a fucking monster. I don't know how to get the likeness of anyone. Right? The Paragons. As I studied among the dwarves, I became aware that their social system was as rigid as the stone that surrounded them. From the lowest servant to the king of Orzammar, each dwarf has a caste, a rigid social standing, which dictates what he may do and how he may do it. What fascinated me then was that the dwarves, stubborn and proud as they may be, have built in a way for even the lowliest dwarf to bypass the caste system and reach prominence. Any dwarf who has made an achievement of significance can be named a paragon, elevating that dwarf above all others. To become a paragon, it is to be recognized as essentially a living ancestor. Your words are considered ineffable, and the dwarves liken you unto a god. Your family, those who chose to ascend you, become the founders of a new line of nobility. Indeed, every existing noble house among the dwarves traces its line back to a founding paragon. It is a rare thing, however. In my visit, I learned that only one paragon has been elected in generations, the smith Branka, exalted for her discovery of a smokeless coal. I met the paragon Branka only once during my stay, and I considered it an odd occasion indeed. Surrounded by those of her house, this ill-tempered woman was draped in the finest clothing and jewelry, and was obviously revered even above the highest nobles, perhaps above even the king. Yet she seemed to enjoy none of it. The burden of being a living legend is great, it appears. Statues of paragons are found throughout Orzammar, through nowhere so prominent than in the Hall of Heroes, through which one passes on entering from the surface. It is a breathtaking sight to behold. Great works of stone, all seeming to hold up the ceiling above. It is meant to impress upon visitors that Orzammar, of all who have gone before her, I think. Whatever. It is also meant to remind dwarves going to the surface and thus abandoning the brethren for